What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Vat Resort Peter Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. How about it, y'all? How about it? 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 Baseball Tigers win the series at Ole Miss. Improbably, but they have done it behind a magnificent performance from AJ Labus, a performance for his career of his lifetime. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible performance by Labus. Complete game. Allowed just 2 runs. One of those was a meaningless run in the 9th. He was magnificent. And of course, Gavin Dugas with the big blow late, the grand salami as Ole Miss imploded, which was so fun to see. And LSU wins the series. So, we talked about after, they blew the game 2 last week against South Carolina, how, mathematically they were going to have to do something improbable. They were going to have to do something improbable to make a run to mathematically improbable to make a run into regionals. And they just did it. They just did it. So it's awesome, man. All right. Y'all know the drill. If you're on Facebook, do me a solid here. And like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. If you are on YouTube, please hit the like button if you have not hit the like button. If you're watching the companion show last night, you kind of got a little entree into that as somebody watching the companion show last night was like, why did this get suggested to me? It's like what the hell is this? But that's the benefit, right? That's the benefit of doing the likes, because YouTube's algorithm then finds people who thinks maybe interested in it, boom, it sends it to them. So anyway, so y'all do me a solid, please. If you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe to the show if you've not yet subscribed. Thank you so much. And on Facebook, appreciate y'all. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Let's start with my YouTube peeps. Hunter Picard, good morning. The Grand Slam made me sleep like a baby last night. I sleep like a baby every night. Might have been the whiskey too, but it was awesome. Jordan Richardson, after the storms last night, old Hudco should be busy. Past couple of weeks we've been busy, but honestly, Jordan, whenever the weather came through last night, Erica was up late watching it. She was worried about tornadoes or whatever, but I mean, looks fine this morning. Hopefully everybody was safe through it all. Trivia Carter, good morning. Colton Mack, what a game last night. Also find out how to like on my PS4. Awesome, that's great news. Stacy Schilling, good morning. Facebook peeps, Charlie Cavell, what's up, my dude? Travis McGraw, what's up, Travis McGraw? Good morning. UCBO, good morning. Jeff McKithen, how about them Tie guys? Kelly Presley, Keith Dardis, morning Scone, what up? What up, what up, Keith? Jake Lopez, can you imagine a sweep? I mean, Jake, in order to get a sweep, you've got to win the first 2, and they've done it. So now it's not a question of can you sweep, it's can you go win a game today? Can they win a game today? Sure. Now, Pulmonary said after the game last night, he'll likely go with Will Helmers. But the best part, aside from actually winning the game, of what happened last night is Labus gave you a complete game, which means every arm is available to you. I think Fontenot is going to be shelled. He threw 59 pitches, I think. So aside from Marceau, Fontenot, Labus, you've got everybody. You can run out Blake Helmers or Will Helmers. As soon as he gets into trouble, you can go get Blake Money, or you can get Javen Coleman, or you can get Garrett Edwards. I mean, I'm not saying you have tremendous options, but any option is available to you today. Now they're starting Drew McDaniel, sophomore righty. He's 4-0 on the season, 2.97 ERA. So sub 3 ERA, he's been really good. So not gonna say it's gonna be easy, but you just gotta go win one game. So it would be incredible. Even if they don't get this game today, they accomplished more than I thought they would in Oxford, and an amazing, super impactful series win. Just incredible. Oh, by the way, check this out, y'all. I always drink like from the same coffee cups just because my habit is I just open the cabinet and I grab the first one. So I tend to use the same ones over and over. I was like, what's in the back? Look at this. Can you see that? That's a young Scone and baby Drew. That's baby Drew still with oxygen. Can you see the oxygen cannula? Maybe it may be a little tough to see, but anyway, that was baby Drew like right when we got home. That might have been Mother's Day. So we brought Drew home in February. So that would have been like May of 2015. How about that? Old school. I told you Erica is the queen of the personalized gift. She is the queen of the personalized gift. Deborah Russell, awesome morning. Yes, indeed. Kevin Harrell, baseball Tigers win. Great. What about Kim? Is she coming? I figured we'd get that a lot. So I'll always say this. There was a reason why when the first report, if you were listening to AFR the day that Nikki Fargas's resignation came about, AFR was on air when that happened. And there was a reason why the first name out of my mouth was Kim Mulkey. It is obviously now no great secret that she would have always been interested in this job if the timing were right and they could make it work with the contract. That's something that I knew, and I think everyone that covers the program knew that there was a way to get that done. So I'm not in any way surprised that this is going as far as it is. And part of the reason, and if you were again listening to AFR that day, the first thing I told you is legacy. It's Kim Mulkey is on a short list of the greatest women's basketball coaches ever, but she'll never be able to surpass Pat Summitt, Gino Auriemma. The only differentiator that she could possibly have is go win a title somewhere else. It's what Nick Saban's done. He's won it at two places. What Urban Meyer's done. He's won it two different places. It is part of their great differentiator. And that's something that LSU offers Kim Mulkey. The opportunity to be the first to win a national title at LSU, which would make her the first to do it at she'd be the first women's coach to win a championship in 2 different years at 2 different schools if she was able to do it. And the first title at those schools, not like she inherited. It would be different than like if you went to UConn and you inherited this great program and won there. So now until every I is dotted and every T is crossed, it's not done until it's done. And I'll remind you that if you go to LSUsports.net right now and you look at the women's basketball program, Nikki Fargas is still listed as the head coach. LSU has not formally parted ways with Nikki Fargas yet. I mean, everyone's reported it. It's happening. I mean, and it's come not only from people that cover LSU, but people that cover the Aces, the WNBA team that she's going to work for. And I mean, that's done. But that's why, if you're watching the companion show a couple nights ago, I blew a gasket on the people who keep, like, there was some blogger podcast guy who reported that Mulkey was being introduced yesterday, Friday, and obviously it didn't happen because they hadn't even parted ways with Fargas yet. I mean, it hadn't been done, but anyway. I don't need to go down that road again. But is there a better than 50-50 chance at this point that Kim Mulkey ends up as the women's basketball coach? Yes. But as we've seen before, sometimes deals fall apart. You can look at football with Tom Herman. I mean, they had walked down the aisle, and I mean that was a done deal. until it wasn't. Remember the softball coach from Alabama, Pat, someone will say it. They introduced him. They introduced him as the head softball coach at LSU to replace Yvette Girard. And then a day later, he's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Went back to Bama. I mean, until it's done, it's not done. But I'm super hopeful. UCBO, as Paul announced to start, likely going to see Helmers, he said. Kevin Sparks, if you want to remove guys from the books, you have to do the same to Les Miles. Kevin, so first of all, let me preface this. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube as well. For all those who just joined, if you would please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Huge help. Thank you. I have said forever and ever, erasing people from the record books is stupid. It's nonsensical. Like, team gets popped by the NCAA and you vacate wins and take down banners. It's like you don't forget that things actually happened. Scrubbing Darius Geis is stupid. And I understand that a lot of you are going to say, oh, it's the Catholic High guy defending the Catholic. And part of that is my fault because I do the Catholic High thing and I yell it and it's obnoxious. I know a lot of you hate it and I do it as a bit. But I love my alma mater. And a lot of people won't be able to see, with respect to anything I say about Darius or anybody who went to Catholic, past the fact that there's that Catholic High tie and I yell about it all the time. And again, that's my own doing, so whatever. But if you can separate that for a moment and just deal in a vacuum with this, I think eliminating people from a record book is stupid. You want to do it, fine, who cares? We all saw, I mean, Darius has 3 of the top 4 rushing performances in LSU history. Like, we watched him play. He was an awesome running back. I mean, Cecil Collins is a convicted felon. You haven't scrubbed him from your record books. Darius hasn't been convicted of anything. There have been really bad guys who've come through the program who you don't scrub them from existence. Anyway, the bigger issue here is LSU continues to baby step its discipline. Do you see what's happening? And they keep trying to pin it on people that are no longer here. It's Les, it's King, it's Joe, it's Darius, it's nobody that's still here. Oh, Verge, well, he can't come to any football games this year. Oh, okay, that's going to do it, right? So he helps cover up assault and sexual assault and rape allegations. No worries, just take a 30-day suspension and then don't come to any football games this year. Like, do you see the problem? Like, the problem is LSU, they keep getting more and more pressure thrown upon them by people who are just infuriated with how they're handling things. So instead of having wide-reaching discipline, they just keep baby-stepping discipline. Like, is this enough? Okay, is this enough? What about now? Is this enough? It's like, no, it's not. Like, all of these people need to be gone from the university forever. Everyone associated, they all need to be gone. And until that happens, people like me aren't going to stop yelling about it. You can take Darius Geis out of the record book. You can tell Verge Osbury not to go to Tiger Stadium this year. Who cares? That's not going to pacify enough. That's not going to pacify me. And I know I'm not alone. So just keep your baby step discipline, and I'll keep crushing you every time you do something stupid like that. And hopefully I'm not alone. Courtney Storer, Labus was awesome. So happy for him. He was. I said yesterday in AFR, going up against Doug Nikhazy like that, that Labus was really going to have a performance. And I even referenced Eric Walker. If you remember Eric Walker in 17 when he was a freshman, he threw a complete game shutout at Arkansas. I even referenced that. I was like, it's just, Walker had a lot of great outings, but that's the one I think everybody remembers from his career. This is the one everyone's going to remember from AJ Labus, regardless. I mean, unless if he has something like that in a postseason game. That's the one. Brandon, morning Scone. I know you hate bunting. Ole Miss can't seem to get us out when we have bunted so far in the series. So Brandon, I've said, I'll clarify this again. If you're going to squeeze bunt, I'm 100% okay with it. I've always been okay with bunting to score a run and bunting to get on base. If you're bunting DiGiacomo, he's not just sacrificing. He's trying to get on base. Yeah, he wants to advance the runners, but there's a pretty good chance he's going to get on base, which he has. So I'm good with that. What I'm not ever okay with is taking a bat out of someone's hands to give up and out just to move a runner from first to second or second to third. Bunting for a hit or to score a run. I'm in. Glenn Laurie, morning, Matt. Hope the Tigers are getting hot at the right time. Some good baseball fortune, no doubt, but it's amazing how quickly things can turn, right? I mean, after last Saturday, as devastating as that was, now you come back and you win this series, regardless of what happens today. I mean, you got your work cut out for you next week against Arkansas, but the fact remains, like, just do the math with me that we've talked about. If they need to get, I said, like, if they get one each of Ole Miss, Arkansas, and then win the series 2 out of 3 against Auburn, Bama, A&M, and you're at 12, you're going to need to do something improbable, meaning win one of the series, Ole Miss or Arkansas, or sweep one of the last 3 series. Well, they checked one of those boxes. They won the series at Ole Miss. So now, if you lose today and win one against Arkansas, and then just win each of your last 3 series, now you're at 13 wins. And 13 and 17 with an RPI around 20 and a couple of wins in Hoover should get you into a regional, which is awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like that's the be all end all. What I'm saying is, considering where you were, to dig yourself out of a hole potentially, yes, that's a fantastic accomplishment if they get there. Brian and Eddie Penn, good morning from Lacombe. Just woke up, headed to Opelousas, then to Delhi, then Chicago. Might catch a Cubs game. There you go. Put a jacket on. By the way, I posted in the Facebook chat the YouTube link if anybody wants to, even if you're not going to join us over on YouTube, where you are, if you would just click on that link, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video. All that's just very, very helpful for metrics and algorithm and all that stuff. Adam LeBlanc, okay, Mulkey talked about that a bit. Brennan Roussel, remember someone saying LSU wouldn't win last night, seemed pretty confident. I don't speak in absolutes, Brennan. I never said they wouldn't or couldn't, because baseball's a quirky game. I think we talked about it yesterday with Terrio. I mean, Kumar Rocker went out against South Carolina, gave up like 7 home runs. I mean, baseball's weird. It can happen. But you needed literally the greatest performance of A.J. Labus's career, and you got it. Stacy Fontenot, how about our Tigers? Don't underestimate the heart of Tigers. Our kids have no quit in their bloodstream. They have played hard. I'll give them that for sure. Danny Mumfrey, Matt, the companion shows the last 2 days were awesome. When I got off of work, I'm going to my second job. Thank you. You got it, Danny. Thanks for watching, man. Much appreciated. Scott Rodrigue, Tara Smith Shelton, good morning. Karen Baker, good morning. Charlie Cavell in Lafayette visiting my mom who got put in hospice care and came home. Sorry to hear that, man. We set the radio up in the room so she could listen to the game. Asked me to keep updating her. As we said goodnight around 10, she says, our Tigers won for us. How cool is that? That's awesome, Charlie. Hey, man, prayers for you and your family going through that time right now with your mom, man. But that is great that they got a win last night and she got to listen. Y'all all got to be together for it. Very, very cool. Chris Williams, John Bro, morning, Matt. Nice surprise with baseball. No doubt, man. Let's see. Brian Andy Pitt, have you popped the top from the bourbon from South Dakota? The storm woke you up. Brian, you sent me 2. I got to open the second one, which I think is the South Dakota one. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do it today. Next companion show. Can I ask you a question? Yes.
So it was at 10 and at 11:45.
Okay. Oh, they moved it back. Oh no, it's the second one's 11:45.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
I'm good to do either. We can do 10.
I'm like,
Would you rather go to the 11:45?
Yeah, if we do 10, we gotta leave here in like an hour. I just have to wash my hair.
Okay, we can do the second one.
Then the LSU game, so I'm like.
Oh. Okay.
We need to get rolling, because I need help with 10, and I gotta wash hair and all that. If we're gonna do 10, that's fine. Like I'm about to put it back out here because I've got to start. I've got to hurry now. So.
We can do the later one. That's fine. I'll watch it on my phone.
No, then I want you doing that. Like I'd rather you be watching the game. We'll go. Okay, we'll go. Watching here.
I'll just follow it on my phone at the park. There. We'll go to the late game. I'm not going to 10. Good morning, Matt. National pundits need to start putting some respect on Coach O for what he's doing on the recruiting trail. Henry, I don't think that's ever been the problem. I think Ogeron's always gotten credit for what he's done on the recruiting trail. It's boneheaded comments publicly. It's running a program that was covering up rape and sexual assault. It's going 5-5. Those are the things that Orgeron's gotten criticism for, all of which are very much justified. I don't always have no-go pitching options, but when I do, I like to have a lot of them. Scott Jones, good morning. Seemed letting Labus finish the game was a good move. I would not have run him back out there for the ninth once they had the lead. If it was still a 2-1 ball game, I 100% would have let him pitch the ninth. Once you got the cushion, at that point you can throw anybody. You can go throw Vittmeyer or Aaron George or Hasty or literally, I mean, just anybody. Just go throw an arm and say, just throw it over the plate, let him hit it. Who cares if you give up a run or two or three or four? Just keep throwing strikes. Eventually they're going to hit it at our guys and they'll get themselves out. But if Labus lobbied for the ball and wanted to finish the game and his arm felt good.
I thought they were going to go for 10 that way because it's not going to do a speed.
Okay.
No, that's not. Good for us.
David Furr, good morning. Always fun beating Ole Miss in anything. Bigger Ole Miss D-bag. Bo Wallace, Marshall Henderson, the Burton kid. The Burton kid. 100%. That was the big number 55 lanky reliever. Like, I'm okay with emotion in sports. I hate when we expect athletes to be robots. I'm okay with emotion. What I'm not okay with is him mouthing expletives to every hitter who comes up to the plate, like fist pumping and then continuing to do it and walking around like looking down. I mean, no. At some point you've taken it too far. And that's when someone needs to charge them out and punch you in the nose and make you bleed. I know that doesn't really happen in college baseball. But anyway, yes, that he's the worst I've ever seen. Let's see. Jump back over here to YouTube. Gulf South, what up? Back again? Every day, bro. I mean,
He's going to be done in like 5-10 minutes.
okay.
It's here.
We do morning scone every day, man. Every single day. We're on episode 1126. New again on YouTube, but every single day. 1126 consecutive days. Tad Page, great game last night. Bring out the brooms. Colton Mack, what's our pitching look like? If Helmers goes first, I think Javen Coleman's probably first out of the bullpen, so they go righty-lefty. I'm sure you'll see Blake Money, Ty Floyd, depending on how the game goes, but you got everybody available, which is, you have arms. I can't say that there's any that you're super confident in, but you got a lot of options. So if someone gets in trouble, go to the next one. Hunter Picard, I assume Bianco's back in the lineup. I hope not. I would expect actually that Beloso will be back in the lineup tonight because Ole Miss is throwing a righty, so you put the lefty bat back in the lineup. The question is, do you put Arnold or Bianco at second? If maybe he goes Bianco again, whatever. Let's see. Cliff Nelson, Scone After Dark is 2-0. Let's go. I'm in. Zachary Moe, what's up? Tyler Cooley. Morning, Matt. Great win last night. Hopefully they keep the momentum today. Thanks. Guy hasn't even been found guilty yet. That's my problem. They banned Verge from football games as a form of punishment. Yes, they did. That was announced yesterday. They're attempting to scrub Darius Geis from the record books, ban him from the program, and then Verge can't attend football games this year because that'll show everybody, right, that you really mean business. Tone deaf idiots. It's going to keep getting worse. Donald Shelton. Tell us Kramer's mom is coming. Let's see. I agree. Yanking it for the record books might be the thing to do, but let's see a conviction first. Donald, even if he's convicted, I mean, O.J. Simpson murdered 2 people. He's still in the USC record books. Whatever. What does that even prove? Who cares? Bianco bunting might help him make contact. Maybe so. My wife is still mad about Bianco and the dumb outs from both of the games. Dude, that's another thing we have to talk. How about Gio last night? I mean, we crushed Bianco for his base running blunder in game 1. Gio deserves the same. I mean, you would have had two men on with Dylan Cruz up and Gio. Hang on a second. Drew's back next to me. Gio gets thrown out at home. Like, what are you doing? Sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Let's see, 44 watching on YouTube, only 31 likes. Let's get those likes up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Be fair, Matt pretends to drink coffee, but he's really drinking water. It's coffee. God. That had to happen, didn't it? I hope Craig Schilling's watching, so he'll clip that for all eternity. So now you know. It's actually coffee. And because I just spilled coffee all over my desk, you should all hit the like and share. Like page, share, post, like page, share, post, like page, share, post. Oh, man. That's gonna stain. Anyway. Okay. If his name wasn't Bianco, he wouldn't play. True. Is E-Rock sporting a hypercolor shirt, Umbros, and her hair and a scrunchie? Cliff Nelson, now you know you've traumatized me from opening my microwave door with 2 seconds left. Good. Changing the world one microwave at a time, Cliff. That's what we're doing here. Bubba Tata, morning Sconers. Great win for the Tigers. Let's hope this is the start of midseason push. Amen. As of now, I'd have to go with the Burton kid. Josh Blackman, Kirk Taylor, good morning, good morning. Patrick Kimmery, good morning. David Furr, got to keep Bianco in the lineup. He's the good mojo guy. Get out of here. Charlie, Billy Cannon was a convicted felon as well. Excellent point. Janet Anderson to Sharon. Lewis still working at LSU. That's a great question, Janet. I can't imagine Sharon is still going up there every day. I have not asked, honestly. I haven't. But maybe she is. But I haven't asked. She's still listed on the LSU website. Let me see if I can get that answered. Stephen Miller, good morning from Broussard. Patrick served his time, became a great member of society. No doubt. No doubt at all. I'm talking about Billy Cannon, I assume. But they didn't scrub him from the LSU record books when he went to prison. Scott Fields, good morning. I don't care what you do with record books. I don't. I genuinely don't care. If you take away rushing yards, I don't care. It's a record book. Whatever. We all know it happened. We all watched him play. Like, vacating wins, it's stupid. It's a stupid form of punishment. It doesn't invalidate anything. It's ridiculous. And a lot of times you actually see it undone the other way. Like, USC is working to undo all the stuff with Reggie Bush to get him back associated with the program. Like, because I think everyone realizes how stupid some of that stuff is. I get that was like accepting money, and this is something that's criminal in nature. The allegations are criminal in nature. But this car has just been riding up and down the street all morning. I don't like that. But the point is, LSU, how can you possibly think that's what's going to pacify people? Like, oh, is this going to be enough? I know for a decade we've we turned victims into victims again. We covered up e- extreme allegations of rape and sexual assault. Our athletic director advised the entire department not to follow federal Title IX law. We ignored victims' requests for help. We had coaches and administrators that were completely rogue. We had one administrator who had been texted that a player punched a girl in the ribs and broke ribs, did nothing about it. No biggie. We're going to take a running back, his records off of the record books, and tell an admin he can't go to a football game this year. Like, anyway. Jerry, your reaction to the Grand Slam was great. Thank you, Jerry. It was organic. One of the fun parts about companion shows. Matt, I think it would be cool to have Mike D on at the Scone house for draft night, drink, cigar, story time. So we're going to be at Pluckers for draft night, man. Thursday, we will be at draft night. And Mike D has network Saints Radio Network obligations and all that stuff. But I will be at Pluckers on Thursday for the first round of the draft. Y'all come by. I will have Hudco hats. I will have tons of Sazerac Rye swag, T-shirts, koozies, cups, all that sort of stuff. There will be food and drink specials at Pluckers, and this is the kicker: someone is going to win a $500 Pluckers gift card. I'll say that again. Someone is going to win a $500 Pluckers gift card on Thursday. All you have to do is come, and there will be a box where you just put your name in the hopper. Just fill out the thing, put your name in the hopper. That's all you have to do to be entered. So come make plans to be with us Thursday at Pluckers. Blue Bonnet Pluckers, by the way, Blue Bonnet. Matthew Shelley, good morning. Stephen Miller, 13 games left to win 7 games. It's possible now. Agreed. David Furr, good news. Ole Miss doesn't have any more guys to throw 135. Did y'all see that last night? If you were watching the companion show, we talked about it. But when they brought in Gangly Dork at the end, the first pitch he threw, when they put the radar up on the screen, it said 135 miles an hour. Kirk Taylor, got some juice in the bottle for you, Scone. Little taste of Omaha. Tell me where to send it. Okay. Thank you, Kirk. I'll message you privately. Brandon Atchison, make sure your op brings her pager and some change for a payphone. Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. Excited about the draft and our Saints. Who dat? Me too. Richie Bird, LSU won another series. They did, man. Matt, the last time LSU missed postseason, were they undefeated in midweek games? Richie, I don't believe so. 2011 was all around a really rough year. I don't believe they were undefeated. I think honestly, I think in the 13 and 15 teams maybe were undefeated in midweek games. I know you're joking, but it was. I mean, the 13 team was like 57-9, something like that. I mean, they were crazy good. Morning, Matt. Last 2 nights were fun. Yes, indeed. Patrick Cason, Edward Bosch, Edwards or Helmers to start today. From there, 1 inning at a time with whatever pitcher we need. And please don't start Blake Money. And I wouldn't say, 1 inning each, Robert. I would say let guys go for as long as they're effective. I think you have to be indefinite with that. If you start Blake Helmers and he can get you 3 innings, great. If he can get you 5 innings, even better. I mean, I think you just kind of have, that has to be a feel thing today. Brant Roban, good morning. Scott Jones, let's be honest, this was a PC move by LSU in today's political climate. Scott, it's not about being PC. It's LSU was found to have had a pervasive culture of egregious criminal behavior for about a decade. And the administrators at LSU refuse to punish themselves and their own. And so the more people keep saying, that's it, they're like, oh, so they keep just upping the punishments a little bit. And people aren't going to be satisfied with it. Shouldn't be anyway. James Dennis McLean. I decided to stop watching as a superstition. We started winning. I decided to watch the last inning of the second game of the South Carolina series. They blew it. I didn't watch again this week and won both games. It doesn't matter what I do in game 3. They just don't have pitching to win many of those. James, I don't believe in superstitions. I think winners win. You make your own fortune. So watch the game, man. Watch the game and enjoy. John, let's see, Gurun. John Garunlian. John Garunlian. Where is the beatdown of Ole Miss going to be broadcast today? SEC Network Plus, again, streaming. Boyer, what's up, man? AJ Holland, printing money versus rate beating different by book. The whole Mulkey situation is crazy. Got news outlets reporting her coming. Her family be like, not true, flip a coin. Drip. So, by the way, AJ, no news outlets are reporting she's coming. You had one random blogger podcast guy who reported that his sources said that Mulkey was going to be introduced on Friday. And I flat laughed at that and told you all, stop, consider the source and stop paying attention to people who aren't actually connected to anyone or anything. I'm sick of that. It's the same crap whenever one of the blogger podcast guys, whoever they were, reported done deal, Marcus Freeman to LSU. Didn't happen. Same thing when the Ohio State people were talking about Elias Ricks transferring to Ohio State. Didn't happen. Like, consider the source. If it's not someone who makes their living covering a team and breaking news, then stop listening to them. The most credible thing would be what Cobble reported yesterday, that a deal is close to being done. Personally, I would not report that a deal is close to being finalized because the Tom Herman deal was close to being finalized. The Jimbo Fisher in 2015 was close to being finalized. They even had verbal agreements with both of them, and they didn't happen. So until it's done, you stand more of a chance of looking like you got it wrong. So, just my feeling on it. Tyler Coleman Burton going to get his ass kicked if he ever made it to the major. He's not. That kid ain't made. See, the thing is, when you're 6'5" and gangling, you look like a dork and you're barking at everybody. You better come throwing at 98. You can't throw at 90 miles an hour and act like you're a dude. He's a dork. The only thing that would have made last night better, singular, only thing that would have made that better, is if that dork had given up the Grand Slam. That is literally the only thing that would have made that night better. Ed Chet, good morning. Patrick Kimmery, is that a burn on Jordy? No, it's not a burn on Jordy. Jordy hasn't reported that Kim Mulkey's coming. It was some podcast kid. Like, I don't even know what it is. But if Jordy reported something, I'd believe it. I know Jordy's connected. Jordy talks to Kim Mulkey. Like, he's had her on a show. Like, yeah, I could believe him. Of course I could. They have a relationship. But when random anonymous podcast guy is out there trying to break news, reporting, like, I don't even know who it was. 100 people were sending me a screenshot of some tweet from some guy about that Mulkey was going to be introduced on Friday. Freaking Nikki Fargas is still on the website as LSU's head coach. Let's see. Ain't no burn on Jordy. Jordy's credible. Jordy's connected. People talk to Jordy. People don't talk to random anonymous blogger podcast guy, whoever that was, that tried to break those stories. Stop trying to break news. It ain't your thing. If you don't break news, don't try to break news. That's the thing that annoys me the most. Like, people do not understand how much time and effort and energy and trust it takes to build and cultivate relationships to get good information. Like, that is something that takes years and effort and trust and patience and work. And like, I know most consumers never see that side of it. That's okay. You shouldn't see that side of it. You should just know who is credible based on their track record. But the internet has given everybody a platform to put out whatever they want. And so then you have legitimate news people chasing their tail when random podcast blogger guy decides he's going to try to be Woodward and Bernstein. Jason Simpson, Tech is now number 14. Will that help our chances for postseason? Yeah, absolutely. They play them again too. Andrew Repass, good morning from Pasadena. How would a sweep in Oxford change the math for making a regional? Massively. I mean, if they win today, then they're at 7 wins. What we've talked about before is, if you can get to 13 and 17 with an RPI near 20 and win a couple of games in Hoover, that should get you in. 13 and 17 with an RPI. Like LSU, by the way, in the most recent regional projections from D1 baseball, was not in the field, but they had the highest RPI of any team not in the field. So if you get to 13 SEC wins and you get to 13 SEC wins and your RPI is around 20, you win a couple of games in Hoover, then I think you're in. So how do you get to 13? Okay, well right now you're at 6. Okay, if you win today, that puts you at 7. If you get one against Arkansas, that puts you at 8 with 3 series to go against Auburn, Bama, and A&M. If you get 2 of each of those, that puts you at 14. You're in. At 14 and 16, you're in. So, yeah, a sweep today, and now you don't have to do anything crazy to get in. But you've already accomplished this weekend, you've cleared a massive hurdle by winning this series. Road series win against the top 10 team. I mean, look, you caught a gigantic break not having to go against Gunnar Hoglund. There's no way around it. You caught a massive break avoiding Hoglund. You did, but that's baseball fortune. It went your way. Awesome. I'll take it with making no apologies. Dwayne Official, what's up? The smoke about Kim Mulkey. Been talking about that a bunch. Let's see. Matt, name the top 10 picks in the upcoming draft. 5 quarterbacks plus Kyle Pitts, Penei Sewell, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase. Obviously, that's 9. And then I'll throw in Micah Parsons there. Or maybe Patrick Surtain. I know Lenny didn't just honk. I didn't hear Lenny honk. Let's see. Rogers W. Best performance of the season from Labus. We'll need another one today. You'll need another 2 win today. I got it. Donald Shelton is T-Bob behind the not Moscone account. Donald, I have no idea. People, I don't follow that account. People have asked me. It's not me. I don't follow it. People have asked me. I have no idea. And I really don't care. Elias Karam, Morning Scone. Is it just that we're playing Ole Miss because really thought PM could have pinch hit Beloso once the right-handed douche came in? He's been so good for the last couple weeks. I completely agree with you, Elias. The fact that they didn't grab Beloso off the bench to pinch hit, or Drost or Sanford or any left-handed bat, invalidates the idea that Bianco was playing just to have another right-handed bat in the lineup against the lefty Nikhazy. And the same putting Bianco and Arnold in last night to stack the lineup with righties. As soon as they went to a righty out of the bullpen, the left-handed bat, especially Beloso, should have come off the bench, but didn't. T-Bob is still sleeping from an all-nighter. Trivia installed a cable service in Austin, Texas for Nick Saban's home when he was going to replace Mac Brown. We see how that worked out. Hey, man, until it's done, it's not done. And Nick Saban was going, by the way. Nick Saban was going to take the Texas job. And then, who broke that? I can't remember if it was like Clay Travis or Feinbaum or somebody broke it, and then Saban had to deny.
I'm going to go get dressed. Get ready.
Okay.
Around like 40 minutes.
Okay, I'll be done.
But then can you
Yeah.
have him ready in 40 minutes?
Yep, got it. That's like if, dude, I'll tell you all the story. On signing day, in February of 2016, I guess it would have been. If you remember, on signing day, Hannegriff broke the story that Cam Cameron was talking to the Bears about going to be, I think, be their quarterback coach or something, which was 100% true. Cam Cameron was going to take that job after signing day, but he hadn't told anybody and hadn't told Les at that point either. And so that story, by the way, I've had firsthand conversations with people who were in LSU's war room, whatever, on signing day, who watched this unfold. When the news starts going across the ticker about Cam Cameron leaving for the Bears, Les, who didn't know, starts, Cam, what is this? You can't leave, Cam. What? Like, he had no idea. And so Cam had to deny, like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Coach, I'm here. Whatever. Like, had to deny, and ends up staying, signing the extension. Of course, we saw next year everybody got fired. And, I mean, it's crazy how sometimes when news gets out before it should, when you can't control the narrative of how things are portrayed publicly, sometimes things get messy and people have to deny and retract. And I mean, I was Saban with the whole, I'm not going to be the Alabama coach, but he still went. Anyway. Spurge, what's up, man? Let's see. Now, Brian and Penn said, are they doing the Pontiff Classic? I thought they were doing the Pontiff Classic this year in Baton Rouge. Apparently not. I thought they were doing it at the box this year, but apparently not. It's not on the schedule. Yep, that's another one. It was Billy Donovan, Elias Karam. Billy Donovan took the Magic job and backed out. But that happened with, who was the guy, the Alabama softball coach? Patrick Murphy. Patrick Murphy was introduced as LSU's new, Yvette Girard handpicked Patrick Murphy to be her successor. He was introduced as the LSU softball coach and then backed out and decided to go back to Alabama. Happens, man, until it's done. It ain't done. Wow. Frank Alessi, forgot who, but our dude hit one foul off of Burton that still hasn't landed. That was Jordan Thompson. He just hooked it over the bleachers down the third base line. He hit the crap out of it, and he was just a little out front. Patrick Cason. Unfortunately, today's generation believes bloggers are credible. And Patrick, it's not that all aren't. I'm just saying not all are. So consider the source. Like, if you go to someone who, and by the way, and I want to be very clear about this because people are going to say, oh, you're an a-hole, entitled, elitist, whatever. No. I am all for anybody, anywhere, ever, starting your own podcast or own blog. Like, be a creator, absolutely. But be intentional and give your opinions. Don't try to be Woodward and Bernstein. If you don't break news, don't be someone who tries to break news. That's not what you do. Like, I don't break news. That's never been my thing. I have no desire to be a newsbreaker. I do an opinion sports show. When I get news, when I get information, I give it to people who I trust. And in exchange for giving them leads, they end up giving me scoop and stuff like that and information. And it's how you end up being right on stories when they break or if they're going to break, stuff like that. So it helps to craft opinions when you have opinions rooted in information. Anyway. So I would encourage anybody, start your own podcast. Absolutely. Do that. Be a content creator if that's what you want to do. I would 100%. I go on people's podcasts all the time. I'm all for that. 100% for that. But don't try to be a breaking news source. It's not what you are. It's a very hard thing to do, to cultivate the relationships, to be able to get information. Like, does anybody, whoever that was, that the podcast, I don't even know who it was, but does anybody really think that Scott Woodward is talking to the host of a podcast that has 50 listeners a week? Like, does anyone think Kim Mulkey's on the phone answering that guy's question, being like, yeah, I'm coming? I mean, oh my God. Oh God. Anyway. Patrick, I didn't think it was. I didn't know about Random Blogger Podcast. Jerry, thanks for the companion shows lately. Missed them, so miss them when there's no football. Yeah, man, look, I've told y'all, I love creating content. I don't consume a ton because I'd rather be on this side of it. So if there's something y'all want to see or want me to do, I'll do it, man. Like the crowd we had last night for the companion show for baseball was awesome. I mean, at one point we had like 100 concurrent on both Facebook and YouTube. It was great, man. So I'm happy to do that. If people are going to watch it, sure, I'll do it. Let's see. Kirk, you go full send today. You got a full magazine today. Throw everyone. About pitching. Okay, got it. Tyler Coleman, it sure seems like this team got a different spark in them. Just wish we still had Hill. It's true. Eric Wilderrotter, great to see the freshmen elevate their game even more. Do you think it's impacted anyone negatively? I can't think of one. No, it's been good. John, Joey B looks like he's progressing. Yeah, indeed, which is more important, O-line or offensive weapons? Penei Sewell. If Penei Sewell's on the board and they don't draft a franchise left tackle that will protect Joe Burrow's blind side for the next decade, they're stupid. As nice as it would be to have Jamar Chase or an offensive weapon, not Kyle Perez powers out in Central. If only I had a communication device directly connected to the phone system so I could communicate with people. Jerry DeLucky, I think you talked about this last night. Haven't seen a better first baseman, Morgan, at LSU in a long time, if at all. I think he's the best defensive first baseman that I've ever seen at LSU. I mean, Brad Haupt would be the other that would have to be in the conversation. I mean, Brad Haupt obviously became a big leaguer, and a big part of that was for his bat, and he had power too. But I'm just talking about strictly defensively. Morgan's better than Haupt was defensively at this point. Chance blank. I'd rather have the team hot in the second half of the season leading into the SEC tournament. Can LSU find another starter to complete their rotation? Probably not, Chance. I mean, you'll start somebody, but do you think you're going to have someone that's a lockdown 3? No, and it's rare that you find that. Which is why I said all throughout the start of the season, the fact that LSU had A.J. Labus as their number 3 gave them an edge in every game 3, because few teams have a settled number 3 starter. Fewer still have someone that's thrown 100 innings, right? I mean, like Labus has. Let's see. Tavanka De Silva, good morning from Sri Lanka. Or y'all like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Facebook, YouTube, 39 likes, 49 people watching. I need you to hit the like button, and please subscribe to the page if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe and hit the bell. All that is massively helpful. Thank you. How long of let's see. Sorry, hang on. Jason Simpson, as of right now, who would you project as the 2022 rotation? Ty Floyd, Javen Coleman, and Garrett Edwards. Maybe Helmer's in that mix as well. Helmer's or Edwards. 3 of those 4. I think those are your 4 starters midweek, unless if a freshman comes in and wows everybody. How long of an air show time is AFR minus commercials or reads? Let's see. So we have 4 4-minute breaks per hour. So that's 16 minutes of commercials an hour. So 44 minutes of airtime. 44 minutes of airtime. per hour. Let's see. Elias Karam, how does Marceau go in the draft? Hey, man. He has certainly increased his stock a ton, man. That kid has made himself a lot of money. If he can pitch for another 2 months the way he has for the previous month, he's legitimately got first round potential. I mean, I think he's already put himself up in the top 50 in the draft. Andrew Repass, if Helmers goes 5 and gives up 2 today, Pulmonary has some explaining to do. I would just love to see it if he did. Found myself getting mad at the Pels game when I want them to lose. They win by 35 with the actual, right? Remember Herb Street had Miles going to... Yep, that's another one. Herb Street had Miles going to Michigan, and it didn't happen. I'm telling y'all, man, until it's done, tread carefully. You always stay. And look, that was 2007. 14 years ago, and people are still bringing that up. That's what happens. When you are wrong about a story of that magnitude, it follows you forever. How much better is Sewell versus the next offensive line prospect, Slater? That's kid out of Northwestern. They're both pretty awesome, but Penei Sewell won Outland as a 19-year-old, bro. That's next level. Andrew, think you need a game changer at 5 if you're the Bengals? Sewell? No, you go Sewell. You go Penei Sewell. I'm not even entertaining that. Joe Burrow, great. You've got really good receivers. Awesome. Your quarterback's knee exploded the last time we saw him. How about let's not let that happen? Joe Burrow can't throw the ball to his amazing weapon if he's on his back or in a hospital bed. And yes, you pass on Chase and Pitts because this is a deep receiver draft, and you can get receivers any point in this draft. All right, I think we're done. All right, y'all. I gotta go get Drew dressed. We're going to watch some. We're going to watch some 10-year-old baseball attraction. 10 a.m. That's in 51 minutes. All right, I gotta get going. I gotta get dressed. Gotta get Drew dressed. Thanks for watching, y'all. As always, shout out to Brock. If you're on Facebook, please like the Brock and Hudco pages. Remember, as always, if you had some hail, high wind, see some shingles on the ground, give Hudco a call. Drew is losing his mind over something right now, so let me go get him. Y'all have a great, great day. We'll see if we maybe fire up a companion show at some point. We'll try to for Game 3. Go Tigers! All right, see y'all. Peace. Got to run by.